everyone, and welcome to another obscure Asian story. Real-life horror and true crime are a pastime most of us can enjoy. People have been intentionally frightening each other for ages, with ghost stories being a common cultural tradition. We are drawn to horror for its stimulating effects, the novelty it offers, and the insights it provides into the darker aspects of the human psyche. Horror stimulates us both mentally and physically, often triggering a mix of fear, anxiety, excitement, and joy. We tend to enjoy the release of adrenaline when watching something scary. We can also more easily imagine what humans are capable of, providing a sort of character study into the darkest parts of the human condition. This is especially true as you might not have the opportunity to encounter such scenarios in real life. In today's scary story, we will dive into the horrors of the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. It wasn't until 2012, when CNN featured Gonjiam as one of the world's most terrifying locations, that the hospital gained international recognition for its ghostly reputation. As the story goes, a series of unexplained patient deaths led to the shutdown of the hospital. Today it stands as a deserted and grimy structure. The eerie leftovers of its past, like corroded wire fences and crumbling examination chairs, are all that remain. In 1982, Mr. Hong established the Gonjiam Namyang Neuropsychiatric Hospital in Gyeonggi-do, South Korea. The original structure spanned over 11,000 square meters across 3 floors. During the early 1990s, 2 additional buildings were constructed, expanding the hospital size by another 500 square meters. However, by July 1996, the hospital was closed and left deserted and unmaintained for more than 2 decades. Following its closure, ominous rumors about the hospital began to circulate, attracting ghost hunters and urban explorers to the eerie site. The Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital quickly became known as one of the top 3 haunted buildings in South Korea. So, what's the big deal? What makes this specific deserted hospital so spine-chilling? The entire structure embodies the archetype of a haunted mental asylum. Dilapidated ceilings, long reverberating hallways, self-closing doors, and patient rooms strewn with old mattresses and forsaken personal belongings. From the outside, the main building is a stark concrete block with a zigzagging external staircase and dark windowless voids that offer glimpses into the unsettling interior. The building simply exudes an aura of haunting, and what's a creepy abandoned building without a ghost story? It wasn't long before one started circulating. Legend has it that numerous patients at Gonjiam met with unexplained deaths, leading to the hospital's permanent closure. Some speculate that these deaths were the work of the hospital owner, who was allegedly holding the patients captive. It's rumored that the owner escaped to America when the victims' families and authorities started probing into the mysterious deaths. Another tale suggests that the doctors and the director of Gonjiam were driven to insanity while working with the mentally ill patients, leading the director to take his own life. Some theorize that his suicide was the result of a ghostly possession that pushed him to the edge of madness. The numerous other spirits that are said to haunt the deserted corridors of the hospital are believed to be the victims of the deranged doctors and the murderer's owner. While the hospital is no longer open to the living, the former patients of Gonjiam are thought to be internally trapped in the place where they met their horrific end. It's a captivating ghost story, but does it have any basis in reality? Unfortunately, for most true crime and paranormal enthusiasts, the truth behind the closure of the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital is far less dramatic than the rumors suggest. The hospital's director didn't commit suicide, and the hospital wasn't shut down due to patient mistreatment or murder. In reality, the hospital ceased operations due to financial reasons, not because of deranged doctors. The introduction of the Water Source Protection Act in South Korea necessitated the installation of a new sewage treatment facility at the hospital. This requirement led to a disagreement between the owner and the director about the financial feasibility of installing the new facility. During the ongoing discussions in 1997, the elderly owner passed away and the new treatment facility was never installed, resulting in the hospital's closure. When the former owner's son inherited the property, he failed to maintain it, leading to the hospital's current state of disrepair. As for the hospital's former director, he was alive and well at the time of the Gonjiam's closure and reportedly opened another psychiatric hospital in the province of Gangwon-do east of Seoul. In essence, the legends surrounding Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital are largely unfounded. Many of the rumors appear to have originated from a South Korean television show called Solve with the Logic of PD Lee Yong-dun, which featured an episode on the supposed hauntings at Gonjiam. Given the eerie appearance of the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, it's understandable why our imaginations might get the better of us. However, for those who lived nearby, the real horrors of Gonjiam were far more mundane. All of this didn't mean that people stopped being intrigued by all the horror stories circulating around. Like many deserted structures worldwide, the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital was a magnet for trespassers. To deter unwelcome visitors, security measures such as cameras, barbed wire, and legal action warnings were installed at the entrance. Security personnel patrolled the premises, and Google Maps even suspended Street View for the road leading to the main gate. However, these measures proved ineffective, as the allure of Gonjiam was too powerful to resist for those determined to enter. Contrary to the isolated locations often associated with insane asylums, Gonjiam's main entrance was situated next to private residences. Consequently, the most frightening aspect of living near the abandoned hospital for locals wasn't the rumored ghosts, but the constant influx of strangers visiting their town at night. This situation understandably made residents feel unsafe in their own homes and burdened local police with numerous calls to investigate break-ins at Gonjiam. The release of the popular South Korean horror film Gonjiam Haunted Asylum in early 2018 only heightened domestic interest in the hospital. Although the majority of filming took place at the Busan National Maritime High School, another location reputed to be haunted, this didn't deter trespassers from visiting Gonjiam in even larger numbers. The film's release also led to legal issues for the hospital owner, who filed a lawsuit attempting to prevent the movie from being screened in theaters. He argued that rumors about the hospital's unsavory and false history were hindering his efforts to find potential buyers for the problematic property. However, a Seoul court ruled in favor of the film, and it was screened in theaters without further complications. After years of controversy surrounding the property, the fate of the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital was ultimately sealed. The Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital has been demolished. The demolition took place on May 28, 2018, ending its status as a destination for ghost hunters. Originally, discussions about remodeling the hospital took place shortly after. Suggestions range from building an industrial or villa complex to transforming the former hospital grounds into a horror attraction. However, a real estate consultant dismissed the idea of a horror theme park, stating it didn't align with the sentiments of Gonjiam's residents. It would have been unfair to continue troubling the local residents even after the hospital's demolition. In the end, it seemed more likely that an industrial complex would be built due to permit restriction. It seems that the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital is now nothing more than an empty field. As for the ghosts that supposedly roam its halls, perhaps they'll find a new home in whatever future development takes place on this challenging site. After all, it will always keep its reputation as one of the scariest places to visit. But since we will never have the possibility to investigate the hospital for any through ghosts or haunted beings, it will always remain as a haunted house that once was. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time, and thanks for watching!